Hello, Mr. Cooper.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Lauren Fender with ADP.
Lauren,
Thank you so
Vanessa.
much for having me in. Well, I would first love to give you my business card so you can have that for future reference.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm just really thankful that you're having me in today. Andy Anderson had nothing but great things to say about you at the Cotton Bowl, and he was just very excited for me to get to talk with you today.
He's a really good guy, so yeah, I like him.
He is, and I just love that he's a fellow Bear and you're a fellow Bear, and that we have all of that in common, which is a really great thing.
It is. Good to be among family.
Yes, definitely. Were you able to watch the Cotton Bowl game this year?
I did. Watched it on TV.
Yes, I was actually there. It was pretty sad how it ended, but I'm just so proud of how our Bears have really been taking off in the last few seasons.
Oh yeah, I've been to a game there. It's a great facility.
At the new stadium,
Yeah.
or at, yes, I have too. It's beautiful. Yeah, well, actually, something really cool that I've seen with your company at the Marco Company is that you're a lot like the Bears. You're very up and coming and growing very fast and making it on the national stage. And, you know, there's just that one thing that could really get you over the edge, just like the Bears, whether it be their defense, if they could improve their defense a little bit or have a stronger line, that would just move them from 2 championships to a national championship. And at ADP, I would love to be able to do the same for the Marco Company, to be able to come alongside of you and move you to that national championship caliber.
Okay.
So that's really what I'd love to discuss with you today, how we could take your payroll and help move you to that next level.
Okay.
Great. Well, before we get started, I would just like to make sure, do we still have 20 minutes to talk today? And that's what we confirmed in our last meeting.
Yep, absolutely. 20 minutes.
Okay, great. Well, I would just like to know, what's going to make this a success for you? What would you like to accomplish in our time together to make this meeting really successful for you?
Well, learn a little bit more about the company and yourself. See if there's a benefit, good match or value to our company.
Great. And those are the things that I really think would be beneficial for us to accomplish as well as just getting a little bit more information for you about your company and how we can make that partnership really work. So if that works for you, I just have a couple of questions about your company, and we will get started with those. Is that okay?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, first I'd love to know, in terms of payroll processing systems, who is in that buying center and who helps make those decisions?
I'm not involved in those decisions. I don't deal with payroll really at all. Each company actually operates on its own.
Okay.
So there's
Multiple people involved. Okay, I know when some of our companies have several umbrella companies just like you, they try to pilot their systems before moving it company-wide. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing as well?
I think so, yeah.
And what what umbrella company would you be looking at to pilot this system at?
Well, Chris at the Thermal Division has, I've heard some frustration from him regarding his current payroll process.
Great, and could you tell me a little bit more about the frustrations that he's been having with that?
What I've heard is some time-consuming due to, I guess, accuracy and being late on some reports. Taking up time for to correct those errors.
Yes, that's never fun for any of us. We would like efficiency in all things. Okay, so Chris, and would there be anyone else that would be interested in the pilot, or would it mostly be his company?
Probably Bill as well, Bill Graves.
Okay, and has he had any frustrations that he's expressed?
No, because he's similar to me. He doesn't really get involved with it.
Okay, he's not too involved with it. Okay, and in total, how many people would that be under the pilot system then? How many employees would be under those branches?
Under the Thermal is 17 employees.
Okay, 17. And then if we were to expand it to Bill's as well, how many would be under his branch?
Bill's is much larger, at about 120.
Okay, about 120. Great. Well, hopefully ADP will be able to bring it company-wide, but it's really great to know that this would be a good place to start and have them to be more satisfied with their payroll before moving forward. Okay, so what are you looking for when you sit down with a business to have a partnership with them and to bring them on board to do some sort of outsourcing? What are you looking for in that type of partnership?
Well, we look for company-to-company partnership. We think we're a leading company in what we do, and we like to work with companies that are similar in mindset. And then, the direct contact yourself.
Yes.
Understand them, know what their commitment is, what their experience is. Will they be able to kind of be a representative for us as well?
Yes, those are all very important things that I look for as well. Okay, could you tell me a little bit more about the current system that Bill and Chris are using in their payroll?
Chris is just a homegrown payroll system. And Bill's really, we're not, he hasn't mentioned any issues, so I don't think there'll be anything we do with Bill at this time. Maybe Chris.
Okay.
It seems to be his biggest concern. It's just a local homegrown product.
Okay, and if you had to rate his satisfaction between a 1 and a 10, what would you say you would rate it at currently?
I've just listened to him, so probably, a 4 or something like that.
Okay. Great. Well, I would love to give you a little bit more information about ADP and how they could come alongside Chris and really help this homegrown system take it to the next level so that he's no longer having the hassle of dealing with it, and he can really have more ease of use and more accuracy, which would really help him to move to other things. And if Chris and his other employees that are working on payroll, if they were not doing payroll, what else would they be doing?
Well, Chris mainly does it all.
Okay.
He is not a big fan of office work or being behind the scenes. He likes to be out in front working with customers, selling and promoting the company and the products. So he would be out there, instead of behind a desk fixing issues.
And financially speaking, what would that mean for Chris's division if he was able to be out there and promoting and selling? What kind of additional revenue do you think he could generate?
Well, I don't guess I put a whole lot of thought into that, but it sounded like he may be using 4, maybe 8 hours a pay period, somewhere around in there, depending on issues.
Okay, so that's a lot of hours that he could have back in his day to not be doing office work. Well, great. Okay, well now do you have any more questions for me before we move on?
If this all works well, and ADP is a good company, so I expect some good things. On yourself, can you give me a little background and comfort of your experience and knowledge and support? Because I'm assuming that's who I'd be working with mainly is you.
Yes, absolutely. That is correct. It would be me. So that is a great question. Are you more concerned about my age or more my experience and my time with ADP?
Yeah, your experience.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, I just graduated from Baylor, as you know, and we are put through a very strenuous training process when we go to ADP, and they have us facing clients several times and to make sure that we really know the ins and outs of the product and know how to service it and how to connect you with the right people that are going to be able to be there to be the support team that you need. And that was actually a question that Andy had before he used our services. Was he had a very similar question, and he found that I've been very attentive and able to answer most of his questions or pass him on if I was not able to answer those. And our help desk call time is less than a 5-minute wait time anytime that you call, which we really pride on ourselves of having such a low wait time so that you can get answers as quickly as you have them. And so you'll have me, and I will always be available to answer your questions, and then you have the backing of the rest of ADP, which I would love to show you more about if I can show you more about our company and the benefits that we can bring to your company.
Okay, sure.
Did that help answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Great. Okay, well, moving forward, I would like to show you a little bit about ADP and also how our Run Mobile system, which I think would be a great fit for Chris at his division, to be able to see how he could have more ease of use in this part of his division. Okay, first just a little bit about ADP. We are the #1 payroll system in the United States. So like you said that you would like to work with companies that are leading in their field because you're leading in yours, that is what we can bring to you at ADP, which means that 1 in 6 Americans are actually receiving their payroll checks from ADP at any given time, which is a really stat that we pride ourselves in, knowing that so many people have the backing of ADP. And then finally, 50% of our companies are closely held businesses just like your own. So you're in good company knowing that most of our business comes from companies just like your own. And another great thing to know is starting with 17 people and then moving into all of your divisions, so moving up to almost 850 employees, ADP would be able to grow with you. So we would be there to support you along the way. You wouldn't have to buy a new system as you get larger, or if you want to expand this across divisions. Instead, ADP will be able to reach that and go with you through that, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah, it would be.
Yes. And then finally, I would love to show you our Run Mobile app. So something that is great about this is that you can I have it on my iPad here, and I also have it on my phone, and you can do it on a computer as well. So Chris wouldn't even have to be in the office to use this system. Instead, he can do it from his phone if he's out facing customers or anywhere that he is. So this is really going to help him with that ease of use that he's looking for. I'd love to run you through this really quick just so you can see how it works and how comfortable you could be with the system, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Great, okay, if you'd go ahead and click on this payroll right here and we'll run our first payroll. Okay, so this is just because we're in demo mode. So right here, this is going to give you the payroll period that you're in, so he'll know where he's at, so he'll have the accuracy of this payroll system to know that he always has the right period that he's paying everyone for and what that period is. So if it's 2 weeks or if there's a holiday and it moves to 3 weeks or something of the sort. So we're just going to resume our payroll. And right here is going to be a list of all of the employees in his system. So for Chris, it would be 17 employees he would have on this list. And if you want to click on any one of them, just choose your favorite. So right here is going to have all of their salary information and their benefits and all of those things. So this is going to allow him to make sure that everything is correct before the payroll is complete, which is really going to give him that accuracy that he's looking for in his payroll system. So once you are good with everything that you see on the screen, you're going to go ahead and hit preview here. Okay. Yes. Go ahead and calculate it and hit OK. So this is going to show you, this is the final page where really he has a chance to double check everything he's been doing and allow him to see that everything is accurate before he turns it in, so he won't incur any of those fines or anything of those sorts. So once Chris has done this, then all you'd have to do is hit approve. And his payroll would be complete. And so that was very quick, as you can see. And when he would be doing it for real, it would be for about an hour. It would take him less than an hour to complete that entire thing. And with 17 employees, it's probably honestly going to take him about 15 minutes to complete that, which is really going to cut down from that time of 4 to 8 hours that he's currently spending in any given payroll period. Could you see how that could really help improve his accuracy as well as the ease of use of his system?
Yes, I think so.
Any other questions that you have for the demo or about ADP or any of the services that we provide?
I do maybe have a question on, the security, if you will. You know, you hear a lot of stories about information being breached and leaked out, or people getting to it, or employees altering data. I guess that's a concern I have.
That is a great question, one that we get a lot. That is something to definitely be aware of as our generation gets more and more tech savvy. So are you more concerned about your employees breaching data or more outside hackers coming into your data?
Outside is probably a big concern. Employees as well, but I think outside.
Absolutely. For outside, first of all, do you use online banking currently?
Yes, I do.
Great. Well, we have the same security encryption that all online banking is required to have by the federal government. So we use the same 1.8-bit encryption software on all of our personal and private information. So that should rest assured, if you feel safe with your data online banking, then you should feel safe with ADP, because we have the same guarantees that they do in terms of that, and any types of breaches or fines that could be incurred because of that, we personally guarantee those and take those on at ADP, and we will pay for any of those fines. And then as far as your employees go, just to put you a little bit at rest with that, we do background checks on all people who are entered into the system to make sure that their records are clean, just to give you that ease of mind knowing that the people that have access to your data have had a check done on them to make sure that they should be given access to that data. Does that help ease your concerns with that?
It does, yeah, thank you.
Great. Well, before we finish here today, I would just love to show you some of the value that we were able to add to a similar sized company to your own. They saw a savings of $30,000 to almost $40,000 annually, and that's really what I would love to be able to do for you in the big picture here at the Marco company. Is just to be able to save you this amount of money company-wide. But if starting with a pilot is the best for you, then we can start those savings even now.
Yeah, the pilot is with Chris, and I think Chris's group is the direction.
Okay, great. Well, with that in mind, is there anything else that you'd like me to cover that would really make this successful for you as we move forward in the process?
No, from my position, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Well, would our next step be then to go ahead and set an appointment with Chris to move forward and see if this is something that he thinks would work well in his division?
Yes, that's definitely the next step.
Okay, and when do you think that he would be available to go ahead and set that appointment?
He's here every second, fourth week in Texas. The main office is in Ohio.
Okay, so would you say next week then? Would that work for him? I believe that would be the second week.
It would.
Okay. And would you like to join us in on that meeting?
Please.
Okay, great. And what day of the week do you think would look best?
I think Wednesday would be best.
Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on Wednesday I have either 9 a.m. or 1 p.m. Which one would work best for you?
I think 9 a.m.
9 a.m.? Okay. And as I prepare for that meeting, is there anything else that Chris would want to know that I didn't include in this meeting that I should be sure to include in our next one?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know all of his issues, but I think that would be a good starting point.
Okay, great. I will make sure to really hit in on the ease of use of the system as well as the accuracy, so that he knows that he won't be spending near as much time, and he's going to have ADP backing him with everything that he's doing.
Okay.
Great. It was so great meeting with you today.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for having me in. I know you're a very busy man.
Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed meeting you as well.
Yes, I'm looking forward to our next meeting.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.